welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Emily and I am a Disney enthusiast. So if you saw my last video, I recently took a quick 36-hour trip to Walt Disney World to use my last valid park ticket for the year and to celebrate my birthday a little bit early. So I thought, how fun would it be to show you what I packed in my personal item for this short little trip. So this is my tried and true travel backpack. It has gone everywhere with me for the past, I want to say 3 years or so, just because it is pretty versatile, has plenty of pockets, and can really pack it in tightly when you need to squeeze a few things in there. So for this trip, as you know, I did not pay for a carry-on or a checked bag, so I was limited to a personal item only. So this backpack does fit under your seat, and we stuffed it full for the day and a half that I spent in Orlando, Florida. So as you can see, these are the one pair of ears that I decided to bring with me on the trip, just because they do go with so many of the things that I brought and intended to buy while I was there. So on Amazon, they have the cutest little ear clips, and I'll show you this here, that you can add to your purse, your backpack, whatever you decide to carry with you into the parks. So they work pretty simply. They have one of these adjustable pulls right here. So you just pull up on it and your ears slide right through. So again, just a nice, simple little clip. Slide your ears through, pull the adjuster down to make sure they're secure, and you're on your way. So I actually used this to clip it on the outside of my backpack, as you saw, so that I didn't have to shove them into my backpack and worry about them getting damaged. I knew they were going to be on my back or under the seat at all times where I could keep an eye on them. So yeah, I will put a link down below for these little ear straps. They've come in handy. I've given them as gifts because they truly are useful. And secondly, I did bring my Mickey Nuimo. He is one of my favorite park pals. I know we're all in mourning over the loss of our Nuimo park pals, but I also decided to add him to the outside of my bag just because he's cute and it was an easy way to travel with him. But let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? First, I'm going to share with you what I wore on the airplane, which I did use as layers and a base piece for some of the things I wanted to buy while I was there. I wore this fleece quarter zip. So this piece is actually a really fun one, and it was purchased at the World of Disney, I want to say in 1996, 97, I don't know, somewhere in there. But it's super, super cute because in the zip, it has this little neck piece. I'm not sure what to call it, but it looks like you have a layer underneath, even if you don't. But it's a really fun blue with the Mickey Mouse emblem there. And a quick story about this, my family used to always take trips to Orlando the week after Thanksgiving, which I'm not sure if they always put up Christmas decorations beginning November 1st, but taking our annual Disney trip the week after Thanksgiving would ensure that all of the Christmas decorations were up at that time, and it tended to be a little bit of a slower week in the Orlando area as people are going back to school from the Thanksgiving holiday break, people are going back to work, etc., etc. So that always tended to be the time that we would go. But one particular trip, Orlando experienced a cold snap that my family was not prepared for. So everyone dashed into the World of Disney at downtown Disney at the time and bought some last minute cold weather gear. So a lot of my family members ended up with some of these fleeces. We have gloves, which I still have too, that have the Walt Disney World emblem on them. They are kid size, but yeah, we all ended up purchasing some souvenirs that we didn't know that we would be leaving with at the time. So yeah, I wore this on the plane. I did not wear a layer underneath just because the forecast for the 2 days I was gonna be there was pretty chilly. And as a Texas girl, I'm not so used to cold weather and wasn't quite sure how I was gonna respond to the weather that was being forecast. So I thought I would be pretty safe with a long sleeve fleecy top. And if worse came to worse, I would just purchase something in the parks. So yes, this was plane piece number 1. And what I wore with them were just a simple pair of black, goodness, I'm really having to dig to pull these out, black cargo pants. So these are an athletic material and kind of like a cargo pant, but these are Old Navy branded, and I believe it is their active wear line, yes. So these are really cute, you know, black goes with everything. These are very comfortable to wear on the plane. So I ended up wearing these on day 2 as well in the morning, as it ended up being chilly in the morning, but then it definitely warmed up by the afternoon. So blue fleece with these black cargo wide leg pants. And then I only brought 1 pair of shoes, which were these New Balance. I don't even know what these are, but they're very comfortable park shoes. So I wore these for the entirety of my trip. As I only used a personal item, that meant that I had to shove my purse / park bag into my backpack. So I was able to bring my tried and true red bagoo. I feel like Dr. Seuss. So this is the park bag I've been using pretty much all year, and I believe it is the medium crescent shoulder bag. But I love that it's red and black like Mickey Mouse, so it just really reads Walt Disney World to me. So this was my park bag, and it fit all of my essentials: wallet, my car keys, my trading pins, all that good stuff. I can show you a few of the things that are in this park bag that I don't use in my purse on a day-to-day basis, that I did bring with me. So I do have my headphones. Yes, these look like AirPods. I actually lost my AirPods at some point this year, so bought these at Target for like $5 and they work, but they die really fast. But I did get a new pair of AirPods for Christmas, so we can retire these and use these as a backup moving forward. I also had my little tripod. I had my Kodak disposable camera, which I still haven't completed. So I still have 13 photos left. So these are always fun to develop at a later date. I have liquid IV. I have a power bar in here. Let's see. Oh, my Festival of the Holidays passports. I have lip gloss. I have my fuel rod. You use one of these fellas up, it will fully recharge your phone. And if you look on your My Disney Experience app, there is a filter where you can see all of the locations within the park. But you simply go up to one of the stations, put in your old one, and it will give you a fully charged new one. Then I actually have this little hand sanitizer, which I have a really fun story. I decided to wait in line for Port Orleans Resort Bus, because Port Orleans is also relatively close to the Magic Kingdom. But as I'm standing there was one older woman in line, and she and I got to talking about her kids, my niece and my nephew, and just family trips and the holidays and a bunch of other things. But we had a great conversation. So right before we got on the bus, she handed me this little package, and it's so cute. It says "Merry Christmas to CM from Ohio." So I'm assuming that her and her family put these together for some of the cast members that were working around the time. And on the other side, it says, "Thank you for making our girls' trip so magical." But she handed me one of these and said, "I hope you have a great rest of your trip. It was so nice chatting with you." And how cute. This is a Disney Villains hand sanitizer from Bath & Body Works. This is the Maleficent one. So how sweet is that? She was super, super sweet. And yeah, I just wanted to thank her for that sweet, thoughtful little gift. But other than that, the only other thing I have in here are my trading pins, which I will show you once we get to the end of what's inside this bag. So clothes-wise, what did I bring? 2 pairs of socks, 1 for each day. I did I packed very, very minimally for this trip. I didn't even bring a shirt. All I brought was that fleece. This shirt is actually what I wore as a sleep shirt, which I actually bought off of eBay. It's giant, it's an extra large. It's definitely a sleep shirt, but it's vintage Disney Parks shirt. And I believe I bought it for $15, and it's very wrinkly right now, so please excuse that. But look how cute. Is that not the cutest? I loved the colors of the castle. And yeah, this is what I brought to sleep in for my one overnight. So I did bring a couple other options for shorts, and I'm so glad that I did because it did definitely warm up in the afternoons. So the first thing I brought, knowing that I was hoping to buy some Christmas attire while I was there, I brought this Popflex Twirl Skirt, I believe is what it's called, and it is the crisscross waistband. But it's this really beautiful burgundy color, and yeah, it does have built-in shorts in it, so these are great for park days, especially in warmer climates. But this one is so cute, and I knew the red would probably go with something that I decided to purchase while I was at the theme parks. And then lastly, the only other clothing item I brought with me from home are just a simple pair of biker shorts. These are just from Amazon, but again, these are a tried and true product. These are some of my favorite running shorts, and they are just so comfortable and very slimming. So love these. I did end up wearing both of these items, so I'm glad that I did. So that is the end of clothing. I did stuff all of my makeup items into this little bag, and as for toiletries, all I really brought was my toothbrush, toothpaste, makeup remover wipes, and that's pretty much it. I was banking on using shampoo, body wash, conditioner at the hotel. So let me show you what I purchased while I was there. First thing is this jacket that I'm currently wearing. It is the Holiday Spirit Jersey Zip Up. So cute. I wore it with the red burgundy twirl skirt that I ended up changing into while at the Magic Kingdom. So yeah, this was a very great buy. I'm very happy with it, and I will use it for many, many years to come. Then I also did purchase 2 t-shirts. The first one I purchased while at the Magic Kingdom as it started to heat up around noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And that was this beautiful front embroidered shirt that says Walt Disney World on it. And it has 2 little holly leaves on it too, and it is embroidered, and I think it's so, so cute. I saw this one at Tomorrowland Traders, I think, and it is part of the In Her Universe brand. But even better, on the back says "'Tis the Disney Season," and all of these icons are cookies. So little gingerbread cookies. We have the Jungle Cruise boats, the spinning teacups, Christmas trees, the castle. So, so cute. I was in love with it the first moment I saw it. So this is a size small, but super cute. I changed into this and that red skirt while at Magic Kingdom. And when I bopped over to Epcot, I bought this jacket. Let me rewind for a second. While I was at Magic Kingdom, one of the first things I did was rent a locker. I did not want to lug around that backpack all day long. And a locker rental is actually only $10 for the day. So I was able to shove my backpack in there, and when I went to change, I put that little fleece jacket in there too, not knowing how quickly the temperature was going to plummet again while I was in a different park, and that jacket was inaccessible to me. So that's how that happened. Changed out of the fleece into this t-shirt, while I was in this t-shirt, had to buy this jacket. Circle of life, right? I saw this in multiple shops on day one and continued to pass it up knowing that I had purchased the other one. But day two, I saw it again and I knew I would be incredibly sad if I had to go home without it. So t-shirt purchase number two is this adorable pastel ornament shirt with the 6 characters on here. I just think it's so pretty, and it is wrinkled because I did wash all of these already, but yeah, a little wrinkly. I just think it's so cute, and I think I will continue to pull this out every year around the holidays, and it will make me smile. So I'm really happy with the purchases that I did make while I was there. And if you can see, the sparkles are actually embroidered on the shirt. So there is an element of embroidery on this one too, which I think bumps up the quality quite a bit. So yeah, we have those few things. And lastly, I want to show you my pins that I ended up opening and or trading. Okay, so you did watch me open the mystery character popcorn. So what we ended up with in those openings were the Dumbo and the Tinkerbell popcorn. And this Tigger Bubble Wand is actually part of the Hidden Disney Wave B mystery pin packs. So this one I actually saw on a pin board at, I think it was Bonjour Gifts in New Fantasyland. So I pulled this one immediately off the pin boards. So yeah, love him. And on the other side, I do have 2 trades that I made, and I'm not sure that either one of these are real. I digress. And some of these I already did have. Like these are a Hidden Disney Wave A that I've opened, and I am saving these traders for some good pins that I actually see on a pin board at some point. Sir Mickey I have from the Magical Marksman mystery pack, waiting to trade him as I'm still attempting to complete that set. This is a pin I think my mom actually picked up from a pin board in a previous trip. This is a mystery pack that I opened a few months ago. But the 2 trades that I made were this Eeyore. So Eeyore is actually one of my favorite characters of all time, and I think this one is just so cute. I love him. And then this Woody, which says Toy Story Land on it. So I don't know if either of these are real pins, but I just think they're so cute. And the pin boards were looking pretty sad, or the ones that I saw at least. So didn't do a lot of pin trading while I was there. So yeah, that pretty much does it. The last thing I wanted to share with you folks is the other pin packs that I purchased while I was at the parks. And I said I was going to open at a later date, and I did. But I actually just opened them on my own a few days ago, just because I really wanted to, and I needed a little bit of magic in my life at the time. So let me show you what I ended up with from those openings. So like I said, I am working on the Magical Marksman mystery pack. So we did pull 2 pins from one of those packs. The first one is Flitz from Pocahontas, which unfortunately we do already have him. So trader. And secondly, we pulled Mulan. How cute is she? I really love this one. I think these are such a fun pin pack. So we are still looking for a few of these if anybody is looking to trade. The one that I do not have that I really want is Hercules. So if anybody needs Flit or Sir Mickey, let me know. All right, secondly, we opened another Hidden Disney Wave B. So our first pull was the Tiana ear hat, which I think is so beautiful. I love it. I think it's super cute. And then we pulled a chaser. That is the first chaser I've ever gotten in my life. So I was absolutely thrilled. This is the Chernobog Castle. So I'm not a huge fan of Chernobog, but this will make a great trader, I hope. So yeah, those were pretty good pin pulls. Definitely stuff we can work with. So that is going to do it for this unpacking video. Thank you for joining me, and stay tuned because in 10 short days, I am leaving for the Run Disney Marathon weekend where we will be completing our very first Dopey Challenge. It's going to be super, super fun. So stay tuned for that. I hope to share a packing video with you because it is a daunting task. I am currently stressing over it, checking the weather app every single day to see if there are any updates. But yeah, hopefully I will be shooting a pack with me video for the Dopey Challenge, and then you'll be coming along with me for this incredibly crazy adventure for all those folks who've decided to run the Dopey Challenge. Thank you so much for watching this video, and keep an eye out for the next one.